Trying to have sex for the first time. Warning, some audiences may find this content disturbing. View at your own discretion. Welcome to the House of Reddit. Today, we share some recent r/today I fucked up stories posted on Reddit. Trying to have sex for the first time. I, male 21, am still a virgin, not because I did not want to have sex, more because I am socially incompetent AF and don't get dropped hints etc. That's why I installed Tinder. The intentions are more clear in most cases, and you can avoid awkward situations this way. I wrote with some girls on there, but it never clicked and I didn't meet anyone. That was, till 3 days ago. I started seeing a girl, which is really my type of human, gamer, into anime, metal and really chill kind of person. We were dating, and after the third date she stayed over at my place for the night. We were cuddling, one thing led to another and we were naked. That is where the fuck up happened. I am, as stated above, really inexperienced when it comes to anything physical and don't have very much control over my body. As things were getting hotter and I saw on her face that she wanted the D now, my head was blacked out. My heartbeat got really flat and fast, because I wasn't hard enough to penetrate her. Instantly I was filled up with shame to the rim and my mindset got to a state, where I was literally thinking how to kill myself without hurting the persons I like. We tried some more, but I couldn't get my best piece to work. She was understanding and really kind, but the FU doesn't end here. We tried again 3 times, 2 times the next day, but same phenomenon. The shame got more and more intense and the feeling of failure got unbearable. But the FU still doesn't end here. As I sat recapitulating what happened the next day, I realized that I mostly just masturbate for the little rush of dopamine in the end, not for the thing itself. So now I'm sitting here, trying to grasp if I have an erectile dysfunction or if overstimulating porn, which I watched since 14, has completely ruined my sexual drive. Best, or worst, part, she is still texting me, and it doesn't seem like this was the last time I saw her. So as I drown in shame and self-hate, I'm still searching for a method to keep this from happening again. Still didn't had any success in coming up with solutions though. So I sit here and tell you people on the internet, maybe some of your comments could be enlightening, and if not you maybe at least had a good laugh over my failure. Putting the wrong drops in my eye. That had hydrocortisone and something else into my eyes and they weren't for my eyes. I don't usually wear contacts because 1. Quarantine. 2. I have acrylics so it's semi-hard to take them out. 3. The fear of something happening like an earthquake, been waiting for the big one in SoCal is scare. 4. Customers who don't wear a mask. 5. I do research so I need to wear glasses and 6. I have dry eyes. I have a pretty bad eyesight as it is, so I need to be careful. I already squirted like either 75% or 90% rubbing alcohol into my eyes 4 years ago. All of this is an accident and product of my stupidity. So, today I decided to wear contacts because my boyfriend was coming over. I didn't want my glasses to get stuck in his hair and for other reasons I do not want to say but you can guess why he. Okay, so I'm putting my contacts on my new contacts and my left eye starts feeling dry and uncomfortable. This usually happens, so I just have to blink a few times and it becomes fine. I went to my room after because I thought it was fine. I was just sitting there and suddenly my eye felt dry. I was like I'll just use the eye drop in my basket on my desk. So I grab it and I'm like oh. I should check if it is expired. I checked the date and it expires next year so it seemed okay to use. I drop like 5 drops in my eye and it feels okay but it starts to sting and dry up even more. I'm like okay this ain't supposed to happen with my eye drops. My eye starts to water, which is normal, so I think. So, I decide to check it. Oh my lord. The drops were ear drops. It said use for ears only. I was so confused because I've never used drops for my ears. I don't know how I got a hold of these ear drops. I was never prescribed them and they looked like my regular eye drops. I was so confused. So, I was like it doesn't hurt that badly. But, I'm going to throw it away because I'm going to make the same dumb mistake if I leave it here. I just toss it and I sit there wondering if I should rinse my eyes or leave it on. It feels totally fine. But, then, I'm like I don't want damage to my eye so I go to clean the contact with solution and I re-add proper eye drops for my eyes. Now that I think about in retrospect though, I feel like I've used that eye drop more than once and I just never checked if it was truly eye drops. Like, I never had a reason to check and by chance I did. I mean, I just always assumed my eyes were crappy and that's why I had to use eye drops and that it stung because it was old or I put the thing too close to my eyes. I guess it turns out I've been putting the wrong drops in my eyes. My eyes are fine right now and have been. I honestly think my contacts saved my eyes from actually getting ruined in both situations. I shouldn't try my luck anymore though. Acting like a scumbag without being aware of it. I went with my dad to the mall today to get some clothes and other stuff. On the way back to the car we saw a waste collector sitting in his cart that has the garbage bins, I don't remember how it's called, eating a burger. My dad made a comment like, "Look at him, he is supposed to be working," or something like that, but in a tone indicating that he doesn't mean it. You know, dad stuff. Then as we walked couple feet more we saw a plastic plate on the ground and my dad made another comment saying something like he is definitely not doing his job. My dad was clearly kidding. The worker just stopped for a second to take a break and eat something. We both knew it. I don't know what exactly I was thinking at the moment, but I proceeded to kick the plastic plate as we were heading to the cart. My dad looked at me with a weird look in his face. I thought it was nothing. I turned around to get in the car only to see the worker staring at me with a "you have a problem" look, and I immediately realized, what have I done? I kicked a garbage in front of the waste collector and seemed like I was making fun at him and his job. I felt so bad that I just wanted to disappear. My dad took 1 minute to find his keys and the worker was staring at me for the whole time. We eventually got in the car and we left the place. Then my dad told me that what I did today was disrespectful and he didn't raise me to be like that. I told him that I didn't mean to act like that and that wasn't my intention, I just kicked something that was in my way, but due to the conversation that initiated before, he couldn't believe me. I told him multiple times I feel horrible about what happened and it was really not my intention to be a prick, and he eventually told me he believes me, but I think he just did it to shut me up. Hours have passed and I still haven't gotten over it. The worker and my dad now think I'm a spoiled brat and I think I'm an idiot. You probably won't read this, but I didn't mean it. Seriously. I highly respect the people who work to keep our community clean and safe. I just kicked a random thing that happened to be trash. It could have been a rock. I'm so sorry, man. I hope you enjoyed your burger and this encounter with me didn't make your day worse. Returning my elderly client's heat gun to him. Happened yesterday evening. I work repairing computers and we got a call from an old guy looking for some help. So I go over there and he has this little heat sensor gun. It was just like this one except had a longer barrel and is a bit older. And the spring where the battery connects has been rusted out. Not a computer, not something I typically fix, but hey, I figure some boring Saturday night I could play with it and maybe solder it back to life. So time goes by and that boring Saturday doesn't come. It's hard to justify spending the time because an hour of build time would exceed the cost of the device, and these days I just have no choice but to put good, billable, work first. About a month later he calls me and I tell him I couldn't really get to it and he isn't happy really. I understand and apologize, and tell him I'd be happy to drop it back off. So yesterday, in the evening just after dark, I go to his house. I had just brought my family out to dinner, they were in the car, so I just wanted to run up and drop it off and leave. I thought it would be rude to not actually hand it to him though. It's getting colder so I have jeans on, and a black hooded sweatshirt, with the hood up. I also have a black cloth mask on because of the Rona. I knock on the door. Since he's a little older he had forgotten that I was coming by. He answers the door, and I quickly flip the gun in my hand and hand it out to him. Remember, it's dark, I have a black hoodie and mask on, I'm at his front door and handing a gun-shaped tool out to him. None of this occurred to me, but he definitely thought I was there to shoot him. He screams and covers his face and trips backwards and hits the floor like someone slamming a steak onto hardwood. I realized immediately what I had done. I helped him up and just apologized as profusely as I could. He wasn't hurt. Call me a terrible person, I realize it, but I was laughing my ass off the whole way home. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Turn on the notifications to know when we post new videos. Thank you for coming to the House of Reddit.